I'm Lorenzo from iMerit, and today I'd like to show you a couple of simple ways in which you can do some basic model evaluation workflows on our data solutions platform, Ango Hub. Now, I'll show you two different ways you can evaluate your model outputs on Ango Hub, and one of them involves our consensus stage. The other one involves pre-labels. So let me show you the first workflow I want to show you today, which is the one based on consensus. So this is a project that I've created on Ango Hub here for this video. And the consensus here is present in our workflow. So this flow is fairly simple. It only has, as you can see, 4 different stages. So I'll explain to you how these stages work in the workflow. So what we'll do here is we will upload an image, but this could be a text, this could be a video, this could be really any media that Ango Hub supports. And it will flow from the start stage here into our consensus stage. And what we will do in this consensus stage is we will show this image or this audio to 2 different entities at the same time. One entity will be a human annotator, and one entity will be a machine learning model. Now, in this case, you can see that these 2 entities are represented here by 2 different blocks. So this block is me. I will be the annotator in this project. And this other block is a model that we have uploaded into Ango Hub. But of course, in your example, in your workflow, this could be your own model for which you want to evaluate the outputs. Now, then in this consensus stage, we set up a threshold, in this case, 80%. What does that mean? So we will compare the output of the model with the output of the human annotator. And if they are less than 80% similar, we will send it out from the disagreement output here, and it will go to a review stage. Otherwise, we will send it out from the agreement output and it will go to the complete stage. So that's that. It's a fairly simple workflow, only took a few minutes to set up. I've literally done it just a couple of minutes ago. So let me show you how that works in practice. So I will upload a simple image here directly just from my machine, just for a simple example. Now that I've uploaded it, one thing happens. It will be sent to my own labeling queue, and it will be sent to the model's labeling queue. So the model is already working on it right now as we speak, and it's annotating this image. I need to do the same, so I'll click on Start Labeling here to start working on this image. So it's a simple image from a cricket match. So what I'll do is I'll select my labeling tool, and I will start annotating like this. I'll be fairly quick, not to take up too much time. Something like this. And this. So I'm purposefully being quite bad, just to show you what happens when we get maybe a lower consensus score. Okay, so I'm happy with this result. I will click on Submit. So that's my work. And I'll be sent back to the project overview. So despite me being quite inaccurate, let's say, it looks like I still got a score that was higher than 80%. How do I know that? I know that because the complete stage here has a number 1 next to it, which means that my task was output from the agreement output here and was sent to the complete stage. So now we can actually check the score. We can actually take a look at the different annotations. All we need to do is we go to the Tasks tab, we click on the task here, and you can see from the stage history, so we have a little panel here on the right-hand side called Stage History. You can see here the score, the final score was 88.5%. So between my output and the model's output, they were 88.5% similar according to Ango Hub's own algorithm. And we can actually flip between the different outputs. So if I click on the model output, I can see this is what the model annotated. If I click on my output, I can see this is what I've created. So of course, there are some differences. For example, here, the model only annotated 1 person, even though there's 2 people. Now, this is kind of a complex situation for a model to annotate, but you can see that despite that difference, the 2 outputs are still relatively similar. And so Ango Hub gave it a score of 88.5%. Now, of course, At any point during the project, we can enter our workflow tab here, click on consensus, and change this threshold. So as the project goes on, if we realize that this threshold is too low, like in this case, we can raise it up, let's say to 90%, so that we will automatically be reviewing all cases in which the accordance between two tasks, the two outputs, is less than 90%. We can then click on save, and that's how we do this workflow. So this is one very simple way of performing some model output validation. So we took a look at the output of the model. We took a look at my own personal, or the annotator's human in the loop output, compared them, gave them a score, and kind of took a look at both. So this is a simple way to do that. And we call this a blind method. So both the model and the human went in blind and annotated this particular asset. There's another way that we can approach it, and that's with pre-labels. So this workflow is different. So in this case, you can see that it's serial. So it goes from left to right. There's no consensus. So what will happen here is, as soon as I upload my image, it will be fed directly to the model. The model will create pre-annotations for me. Then it will be fed to a labeling stage, which means that the annotator will actually see those pre-annotations and can then do some refining on them, can do some adjusting or editing of the model created annotations. After that, just for the sake of this example, I've decided to send every single task that gets labeled to a review stage. Now, of course, in real life, that wouldn't happen. It would be a little different, but just for the sake of this example. So this is a very simple workflow again. And let's see, now I will again upload the same image that I have here on my computer. Once we do that, we take a look at the workflow and we notice that there's a 1 next to the plugin stage here, which means that the plugin is currently, or well, the model is currently working on the image and annotating it. If I refresh my workflow, I can see that that 1 has shifted to the labeling stage, meaning that the plugin is done, the model is done annotating, and it has sent the pre-labeled image to the labeling stage for me to annotate. So now if I click on start labeling, I'll see that this image has already been pre-annotated by the model. And so all I need to do here is fix the output. Here, for example, the bat wasn't included in the bounding box, so I can extend that to include the bat. Here, the model, again, only detected 1 person instead of 2, so I can add 1 more annotation, like so. I can do some other small adjustments, but it looks fine for now. So I'll click on submit and I'm done. Now, because I have that review stage that I've added before, what I can do is I can click on start reviewing to take a look and just review the work. So this is the model output and this is my output. And so basically what we've done is a person goes through and takes a look at the initial 0 shot, let's say, output of the model. Then someone goes and edits, makes adjustments, makes changes to the annotations. And then there's a final reviewer who can take a look at every single step that occurred in this workflow. Now, perhaps most importantly is the fact that everything that I've shown you so far in this video can not only be done from the user interface like I've been doing so far, but can be done through the use of our SDK and API as well. So you can integrate Ango Hub programmatically into your own existing pipeline by using our Python package. Now, what does that mean? Most importantly, if you're doing, for example, some active learning, so if you want to train your model with the data from Ango Hub as it comes in, and then redeploy that model back into Ango Hub, that can all be automated thanks to our workflow. So let's say, for example, that whenever, let's say after the annotator has created the annotation, let's say, we've compared the different outputs, it passed through review, and we want to use that output as an input for our model. So we want to do some active training on our model. All we need to do is we need to drag and drop a webhook stage right here after the review stage, for example, but you can, of course, place it wherever you like. And in this webhook stage, you will paste the URL to your webhook and, of course, the secret optionally. And so what this will do is whenever a piece of data, whenever an annotation has been reviewed as being correct, we will automatically and instantly in real time send a webhook to the URL of your choice, which in our customers' cases, usually that's coupled with the model to produce the active learning output that we want. So your model can get this data from Ango Hub fresh in real time as it happens. You can then retrain the model and just redeploy it all automatically, all done with a script back to Ango Hub. So these are just some very simple, these are two simple ways to perform some basic type of model validation on Ango Hub. Now, this video is being recorded in March of 2025, and on Ango Hub, things move fairly quickly, so I'm quite sure that we will be adding more ways and maybe more complex ways to perform model validation on Ango Hub in the future. But as it stands today, these are some of the best ways to perform model validation on Ango Hub. So I hope this video was useful, and thank you very much for watching.